Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Yours truly, Mr. Bitcoin Maxi. So today, I'm recording this as of the night before July 14th, 2026. So, of course, obviously, it's July 13th, 2026. So, I'm releasing this in the morning, and we're at a crossroads right now, ladies and gentlemen. I did some research, I did some digging, and what I found is right now we're at a crossroads with Bitcoin. We have factors that I'm about to uncover and why this is important for Bitcoin and what it means for your stack. Now, Bitcoin opened up at 63,745 this morning, July 13th, 2026, and dropped to 62,478 within hours, which is a 2.6% fall. Now, the reason is not the crypto market, okay? The reason is actually war. Now, over the weekend, the U.S. launched dozens of military strikes on Iran, targeting air defense systems, coastal radar sites, missile capabilities, and small boats in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran responded by launching missile and drone attacks on U.S. military bases in Kuwait, Bahrain, Jordan, Oman, and Qatar. Now, that escalation sent oil prices surging more than 4%. Now, Brent crude hit $78.82 a barrel as of this morning, July 13th, 2026. Now, this morning, July 14th, 2026, at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, the June CPI inflation report drops. And after what happened this weekend, that number just got a lot more important. So I'm going to explain exactly what is happening, why it matters for your Bitcoin stack, and what you need to watch for this morning. First, before we get into the meat and potatoes, I want to talk about what the Strait of Hormuz crisis actually is and why Bitcoin holders need to understand this. Now, the Strait of Hormuz is a narrow waterway between Iran and Oman that handles approximately 20% of the world's daily oil supply. Now, since February 28, 2026, when the US and Israel launched an air war against Iran, shipping traffic through the strait has been largely blocked. Now, on July 12th, only 6 vessels passed through the strait compared to 18 to 22 daily crossings earlier this month. Now, Iran's Revolutionary Guards declared the strait closed after firing warning shots at a ship attempting to cross an unauthorized route. Now, the US and Iran signed an interim agreement last month to reopen the strait within 60 days. But this weekend's escalation has put that agreement in serious doubt. Which, side note, as I made these notes, before I was about to record, I believe on social media, I've seen that Trump is talking about striking tonight, July 13th. So, of course, that factor might come into play as well. So President Trump said on Sunday, and I quote, "We're beating them up," and indicated he considers the ceasefire over. Basically what I just talked about. Here's why it matters for Bitcoin, okay? A closed Strait of Hormuz means oil prices are higher. Oil prices mean higher inflation. Higher inflation means the Fed has even more reason to keep rates high or actually hike them. Higher rates are the single biggest macro headwind for Bitcoin right now. Another thing that I want to talk about is the 200-week moving average. Now, this is the most important technical level in Bitcoin, okay? So this morning's drop pushed Bitcoin back below its 200-week moving average, a level currently sitting between $62,000 and $63,000. This is not just a number. This is the single most watched long-term technical level in all of Bitcoin, okay? In Bitcoin's entire history, going back to 2011 to the 200-week moving average, has marked the absolute floor of every major bear market cycle. Now, Bitcoin bottomed near this level in 2015, 2018, and 2022. Every single time it recovered, it made it a new all-time high. In late June 2026, printed its first weekly close below the 200-week moving average since 2023. Now, Bitcoin's realized profit and loss, or P&L ratio, has collapsed to a 43-month low, matching distress levels last seen during the FTX collapse in December 2022, with Sam Bankman-Fried. Bitcoin bounced off 57,800 and rallied 11% to 64,700, but it has failed to hold above the 200-week moving average, and this morning's Iran news pushed it back below. The Iran news, July 13, 2026. The key level to watch if Bitcoin closes this week below 62,000, 63,000 on a sustained basis. The next major support zone is 58,000 to 60,000. And below that, 50,000 to 53,000. So another thing now I want to talk about is today's CPI report, why it just got more complicated because of Iran. Now, June CPI drops today at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, May CPI came in at 4.2%, more than double the Fed's target of 2%. Now, here is what changed this weekend. A closed Strait of Hormuz means oil supply disruption. Oil supply disruption means higher energy prices. Now, higher energy prices flows directly into CPI inflation readings, okay? So Brent crude is at $78.82. Before the Iran conflict started in February 2026, oil was trading significantly lower. Every dollar increase in oil adds to the inflation the Fed is trying to fight. Now, this means the CPI today could come in hotter actually than expected, specifically because of energy prices driven by the Hormuz crisis. Now, markets are actually currently factoring in the Fed holding rates at the July 29th and a small but growing chance of a hike. A hot CPI today shifts those odds towards a hike. Now, I'm going to talk about scenario one that I've come up with. CPI comes in cool despite Iran. Now, if core inflation, which strips out food and energy, comes in cool, it signals that the underlying inflation trend is improving. Now, this gives the Fed cover to hold rates steady at July 29th and potentially signal cuts later in 2026. Now, Bitcoin holding the 62,000 to 63,000 range plus cool core CPI is the setup for a recovery back towards $67,000 to $70,000. Now, ETFs actually returned for the first time in weeks in early July. Cool CPI accelerates that reversal. Now, this is actually the bull case scenario. It requires the energy price spike from Iran not to fully have flowed through to the June data yet. Now, which is possible since June data captures May 15th to June 15th roughly. Now, let's talk about scenario two. CPI comes in hot above 4.2%. Now, if the June CPI print stays elevated or rises above May's 4.2% reading, the macro picture for Bitcoin gets significantly worse. Now, a hot CPI gives the Fed every reason to hike at the July 29 meeting. Now, South Korea's Kospi dropped 9% overnight. Global markets are already in risk-off mode from the Iran escalation. Now, Bitcoin's key support is $58,000 to $60,000. Now, the zone held in late June. If that breaks after a hot CPI and hawkish Fed, the next support zone is 50,000 to 53,000. This is the bear scenario. Please have a plan upon the CPI report today. And another thing I want to talk about is what on-chain data is telling us right now. Now, Bitcoin's P&L ratio is at a 43-month low, matching FTX collapse levels in December 2022. In plain English, basically, ladies and gentlemen, the average Bitcoin holder is in more pain right now than at almost any point since 2022. Long-term holders, the coins are unmoved for 1 year or more, are not selling. Conviction money is holding. Bitcoin ETF inflows reversed in early July after the worst month in June, when 4.5 billion was pulled out. Now, that reversal is fragile. One bad CPI print today could reverse it again. Now, Bitcoin mining difficulty dropped 5% on July 11th, meaning less efficient miners are being forced offline by compressed margins. Now, this is healthy long-term, I do want to say. Now, it means weekends in the mining industry are basically being washed out. You might be asking me, if you made this far, Mr. Bitcoin Maxi, what does this all mean? So the Iran war, the Strait of Hormuz crisis, the CPI report, the 200-week moving average, all of this is noise on top of one simple fact that has not changed, okay? Bitcoin supply cap is 21 million. We all know that. So the war in Iran does not change that, okay? The CPI report does not change that either. So the Fed's decision as well does not change that based on the CPI report. And the people who bought Bitcoin in December 2022, when FTX collapsed and sentiment was at its lowest point, people basically made life-changing returns when Bitcoin went to $126,000, okay? People seen the opportunity, they took it, they had cash reserves on the side, or they just were sitting on the sideline, they deployed their capital, and when Bitcoin went to 126,000, they made a good amount of money. Now, we are sitting at a 200-week moving average that historically marks the floor of bear markets. In addition to geopolitical crisis, which is driving fear, and CPI report this morning that could either accelerate the recovery or extend the pain. Now, That's pretty much it for my notes. I do want to say thank you all for staying this long into the video. It takes me a long time to put these notes together. I know I don't have a bunch of things flashing all over the camera, but I always thought that the information is more important than, just trying to have a bunch of cool visuals and stuff like that. Because ultimately, the people that actually want to learn and soak this up and understand what moves markets, even though, like I said, it doesn't really matter in the long term, Bitcoin's going to go up, but we are at a crossroads right now to where we're either going to go up or we're going to basically go down or we're going to stay where we're at. Me personally, I like when Bitcoin chops sideways, the longer the better, the more buying opportunity we have, the cheaper you get Bitcoin compared to the long term. So a lot of people see this time and get frustrated as it's boring. To me, I get excited around these times because Bitcoin's on a discount. And so let me know your thoughts. What do you all think? Do you all think that the Fed is going to keep things the way that they are based on the CPI report? Do you think that the Fed is going to raise rates, lower rates? Let me know your thoughts as I read all the comments. I'm Mr. Bitcoin Maxi, and we are all Bitcoin Maxi. Stack sat, stay free, stay humble. I'll see you all next video, and I hope you all have a good day. And please get to the gym and eat healthy and take care of yourself. A strong body is a strong mind. Have a good day.